All right, we're gonna make that one private. The one that definitely failed. Anybody else score?
5-9.
All right. So I should get sound in.
Everything's muted, right? I'm gonna start talking. Okay. We can go, right? That's okay. It was. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to this JDTV broadcast. We apologize for all of the previous technical difficulties in this game. Still trying to figure out a little bit with our school Wi-Fi, but I think we finally found the answer. We're hoping to keep this going for as long as possible. As JD is now trailing 25-9, have not yet scored a point in 5 minutes of action in the second quarter. Ian, how are you feeling about this right now if you were JD?
You know, it's looking a bit gloomy for JD right now. They really got to start to figure out their offense if they want to get this game any closer. Cortland is just going right up the middle every time, as you can see right there. Number 2, Antonio Terrazas gets a nice floater from the mid-range. They got to figure out a way to stop this Cortland offense, or it's just going to snowball out of control. Yeah,
we need something going on for JD. 3 minutes, maybe just get a little 6 or 8 point run. That's all you can really hope for.
Yep, there's AJ Samita with another 3. That is huge for JD. If he can heat up, they can possibly win this game. And there's a tic-tac foul by Anthony Stickles, something you don't want to give up right now if you want to make a run.
Yeah, like you said, you cannot be careless. The second you get a little bit of offense going, it's so important to keep that.
And now Cortland is in the single bonus, which is not good for JD. Ben McGrath's at the free throw line, a pretty consistent free throw shooter. JD's got to figure this out real quick. He's got 2 minutes and 44 seconds to turn this around, possibly going on a little run going into halftime.
Yeah, first thing they got to do is hope that Ben McGrath leaves a couple of these free throws at the line. Next thing they got to do is get out in transition quick, make some smart plays. As Ben McGrath hits his first, that brings him to 10 points on the night.
Very solid first half for Ben McGrath. Almost a little over halfway to his average on the season, which is 16 points per game.
And he misses the second. AJ Samita will get it, and Nick Miller, first action we're seeing of him, will take it down.
Yeah, Nick Miller's actually been in for a few minutes. Mikey was unfortunately not able to watch as much. There's AJ Samita with another 3, and that rims out. But as I was saying, Nick Miller's been in for a few minutes, trying to be a spark off the bench. Hopefully he can do that for the Red Rams.
Yeah, I know Coach Ike speaks really highly of Miller, as that ball will go out of bounds off an unforced error there from Terrazas to Marvin Bell. But like I said, Coach Ike, I've talked with him a little bit about this team. He thinks Nick Miller is a really important player for this team. He thinks he definitely wants to get him a lot of minutes this season, and we're seeing it right now. He's a really good athlete, and he's just a level-headed kid and a good basketball player. Yeah, Nick Miller is one of the hardest working guys you'll ever meet. Totally dedicated to his craft, whether it's basketball or lacrosse. And there's Ian Delpha for 3, and that rims out. Nick Miller tries to get the board, tap it out, but he picks up a personal foul. Number 23, Emerson Johnson, will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. JD cannot afford to keep giving up these unforced errors, these terrible fouls. You saw Nick Miller just come completely over the back of Johnson, just trying to slap the ball out of his hands, even though he's almost a foot taller. Just not what you want to be seeing right now. Yeah, right now JD's just giving points away for charity to Cortland, sending them to the free throw line every other minute at this rate. And Ben McGrath hits the first. Once again, we'd just like to remind you, or excuse me, that's Emerson Johnson. Once again, we'd just like to remind you that we do have a comment section here on YouTube. If you want to leave a comment, you want us to say something, you want to leave some analysis, go right ahead. If it's good enough, we might even say it out on air as Emerson Johnson hits his second. JD is now down 18 points with a little under 2 minutes left in the first half. And there's Nick Miller with a deep 2 off the side iron, nowhere close, but he gets his own rebound. Let's see if JD can capitalize on this new possession. Here's Cerrone, dishes out to Delpha. Delphi facilitating a little bit, but he's got to go. Here's Samita in the corner. I like that. And just not going to hit. Goes off the foot of Johnson, off the pressure from Hughes, and that'll still stay with JD.
Yeah,
but Trent Hughes has got to get more active on these boards.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He's, like we keep saying, he's the biggest kid on the court, standing at roughly about 6'5", give or take. He's got a super long wingspan. He's got to start using his size to his advantage. He could have a monster second half if he does that.
Here's Delphi in the corner, trying to shake off Carter Baum. Gets a screen from Hughes. It'll be a kick ball, and the ball will stay with JD. And Eamon Giblin to inbound. Eamon Giblin, I'm glad he came back in. We really needed that spark for JD. Needed his athleticism, especially his rebounding ability, too.
Yeah, we haven't seen Eamon in this quarter yet, I don't believe. So hopefully he can provide some energy for JD in this last minute or so.
Here's Miller. Goes for three, cannot hit it again. And Marvin Bell reels it in. This scoreline is looking a little eerily familiar to the JD versus Oswego game last year. It's Trent Hughes with a big block. Excuse me, that is Eamon Giblin with a big block. We'll get to that Oswego comment in just a sec at the end of this half. Here comes Ian Delphi streaking through. But the ball will stay with JD.
Yeah, Mike, you stole the words right out of my mouth. Last year, JD was down, I
12
believe,
to 31, I think.
Yep, 19 points or so at halftime versus Oswego. They pulled off a miraculous second-half comeback as there's Trent Hughes with a big offensive rebound and a foul.
That's more like it for Hughes.
Yeah, as I was saying, JD with a storm back in the second half, ended up winning pretty handily by between 5 to 10 points, I believe. One of the craziest comebacks ever in this gym. And, you know, it could be shaping up to be something like this right now. I know Ike's going to have one heck of a halftime speech for all the boys. They're all going to be fired up. This team really has no quit. I don't doubt that they will find themselves back in this game.
If I was a betting man, I would take JD to win. Maybe not win, but at least cover the amount of points they're down by right now. I really do trust this team right now. These guys have been through it, especially the older guys. You're going to have to rely on all those guys, like you did last year against Oswego.
Yeah, there's Trent Hughes from about the elbow. And Eamon Giblin, great attempt on the offensive rebound, but just couldn't corral it in. And yeah, Mikey was saying, especially these seniors, these guys have been through a whole heck of a lot. Since we started out the season 1-5 last year, ended up going on a 13-game winning streak. That shows just how resilient these guys are. So hopefully it shows tonight too.
Here's Carter Baum to inbound to McGrath, and Cortland looking to push the pace. They have not skipped a beat so far.
One thing Cortland is doing very nicely is breaking JD's full court press. They're doing it effortlessly. And if they wanted to, I'm sure they could find any shot they wanted. And there's Baum from the corner. He shoots the three, rims around, and there's the rebound for Giblin. They got 24 seconds to go. Ian Delphi is pushing the pace right now. Let's see what they got.
Ian Delphi using his quickness to draw a foul against Damari Bell. And the Red Rams just got to get, even if it's just one basket, give you something to get you going into that locker room with just the slightest bit of confidence. I know it's kind of dire straits right now, but you kind of got to be grasping at straws for what you believe to be, you know, a nice little start to this, a nice little end of the first half and a start to the second half.
Yeah, at this point, JD will take anything they can get, try to get something positive going into the half. There's Ian Delphi, hits the first half of the 1-and-1 free throw. Let's see if we can get this second one. Cut the lead down to 16 with 19.7 seconds left.
Here's Delphi. Can't quite get it. Tries to follow his own shot, but is muscled out by Carter Baum. And Cortland will take it up for the final possession of this half.
Yeah, great effort by Ian Delphi on that rebound right there. Fortunately, couldn't corral it in.
Bell to Bell. 2 seconds. Damari Bell with a little step back. Cannot quite get it, and that will conclude this second half for the JD Red Rams as they walk off with a lot of work to do.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do, but hey, they got to stop on the defensive end to end the half. Maybe they can take that little bright spot out of this and take it into the next 24 minutes with 16 minutes with them. You know, Ike, Barlow, and all the coaches are gonna fire all the guys up at halftime. Like I said, I'm curious to see how they come back and bounce back from this pretty sloppy and bad first half.
And there is only one place to watch that second half, which is right here on JD TV. Do not go anywhere. We will be back in 10 minutes to cover the rest of this second half. Do not go anywhere, and we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third quarter of action between the Cortland Purple Tigers, who are taking a commanding lead over the JD Red Rams. As always, my name is Michael Meskos, joined by my color commentary partner, Ian McIntyre. And Ian, how are you feeling about this game right now? What do you think Coach Ike is saying to his players right now?
You know, obviously it could be going better for JD, but I guarantee you Ike's just telling them to keep fighting, keep working hard. You know, if they play JD basketball, if they play their game, they'll be in great shape. Another thing to note on, JD is notoriously bad in the third quarter this year. Throughout their last 4 games, they've been outscored 75-38 in the third quarter, which is honestly just horrendous. And in those 3 games, they are 1-3, so it's not looking like that's in their favor either. Let's see what they can do to bounce back and reverse the curse right now.
Yeah, for a team that is notoriously bad in the third quarter, it's not always great when you're notoriously bad in the first and second quarter too, which is what we just saw with JD anyway. So, you know, if they keep up this trend of terrible third quarters, they could be in for a very long but also very short night, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this will be a wake-up call for the Red Rams.
Hey, Coach Ike and some of these seniors, they've come down from harder stuff than this. Like we said, the 19-point comeback, which turned into a 10-point win against Oswego last year, to name a few. But if they want to, get this season off on the right foot, or at least on a better foot than they started with, they're going to want to get this quarter going off as quick as possible, and that all starts with this opening possession as well as their offensive rebounding and their three-point shooting, like we said.
Yeah, if they can get a nice, good possession, move the ball around cleanly, and get a good open look, that could set up for better possessions down the road in this half.
And once again, as this second half starts, we just want to remind all of our wonderful viewers here that we do have a live chat here. If you're watching, feel free to say hey, say what you like about the stream, maybe give us some info, and if it's good enough, we'll say it on air. And so here is JD's opening possession, going with the same lineup they started the game with. Here's Delpha trying to facilitate, be that floor general we all know he can be. Stickle pulling up for 3, and he gets it going. I don't want to speak too soon, but all I'm saying is, in that Oswego game last year, I know Stickle hit a 3, basically as quick as you could hit a 3.
Yeah, that is exactly what JD was looking for. As I mentioned, swing the rock around and get a nice clean shot. And Stickle, he's automatic from right there. Although he's been slow for this game so far, he's not going to miss that one too often.
And Stickle, the man who scores 15.4 points per game, gets his first 3 of the night. I have reason to believe that is not his last 3 as Emerson Johnson steps out. And JD gets off to a quick little run, hoping to get that back with another possession.
This is one of the best 45 seconds we've seen out of JD tonight, considering probably their best offensive possession of the night, as well as a great defensive stop. As our floor general, Ian Delpha, takes up the court. They're looking to get the same type of shot they got last time to Anthony Stickle.
And the ball movement already is so much stronger. Oh, man, just as I say that, the ball just kind of just gets by Ian Delpha.
The old announcer's jinx gets them again.
Not much you can do about that except just hope to get a stop and get it back. Just real momentum killer there. As we know, momentum, strongest force in the universe. Can't say that enough, but.
Oh, yeah, strongest force in nature by far.
Ooh, Jackson Cerrone might have gone off with a little uncalled foul there, but hey, he'll take it. So will the Red Rams.
Yeah, the refs were not looking in his direction during that one. Clearly follows their Stickle to the rack, and that is a phenomenal finger roll by Anthony Stickle. He's starting to heat up. He's got 5 points in less than 1:30 in this half. They're going to need him here on out.
And Stickle doing what he does best, just getting that quick first step, was able to shake his defender ever so slightly and gets to the basket. Basically could have almost dunked that. He almost had his fingertips were at the rim. A great finish, and that's what you need to get. If the three-point shots aren't falling like they were in the first half, just get it going and a couple plays at the rim, and a great block there from Trent Hughes and Eamon Giblin. A couple of quick stops here from JD are very beneficial to them. As here's Stickle cooking once again. Finds Cerrone in the corner. Cerrone lets it fly. Board is followed by Trent Hughes. And a quick little 7-point run is capped off by a Trent Hughes offensive rebound and bucket. And the Cortland Purple Tigers call their first time out of this half.
Like I mentioned 2 minutes ago, that is exactly what JD needed. Only down 10 points now in less than 2 minutes. Man, could they have gotten off to a better start this half?
Could not have said it better myself. JD are ramping up right now, and I know it's still early. I know there's still a lot of game left to play, but they are really getting off to a very strong start in the second half. It's basically night and day here. Ian Delpha's firing on all cylinders. Anthony Stickle's starting to heat up. Trent Hughes is finally getting active on the offensive glass. Jackson Cerrone, he's facilitating well, and Eamon Giblin is just doing what he does best, being aggressive. And Coach Milligan for Cortland is going to want to talk this over, probably telling his team to just slow down, take it easy. You know, you're still up 10 points, but that's not a comfortable lead in the slightest. Just take it easy, really.
Yeah, whatever Ike said to them at halftime is definitely working. Going into the full court press was not too effective in the latter parts of the first half, but it's proving to be fairly effective early on in the second half.
And JD back into the full court press. The ball gets tipped there by Delpha. Oh, and a foul called on Delpha and Cerrone. I think that'll go on Delpha against Ethan Johnson for Cortland. But I love the energy.
Yeah, not a bad foul to give up right there. You really want to get the ball in that situation, but you got Cortland playing on their toes, playing on their back foot. They look a little bit nervous, in my opinion, right now.
And Coach Ike shockingly calm right now. Not really too, his feathers are not too ruffled right now. He's feeling good. He just yelling a little bit of encouragement there at Jackson Cerrone just to be mindful of how much time was left on the clock. Here comes Trent Hughes on the steal, pushing the pace. Cerrone traveled on the build-up. Oh, a great defensive stop there. Great ball movement in transition, but just missing that final touch. Here's Stickle tries to save it. Oh, and Cortland are looking sloppy right now.
Yeah, they are not coming out of the gates with fire and with that same energy that they had in the first half. They look a little slow, and like Mikey said, very sloppy. Fortunately for Jackson Cerrone on that possession. There's Ian Dalpo. Oh, he almost gets it away from Bell.
Cortland are making Coach Milligan's heart skip a couple beats right now. No. Do you want one? Just get up close.
Ian Delpha with a great play on the defensive end right after he just turned it over. Oh, gets a kick ball right there. Can't get away with that one.
But I love the tenacity we're seeing from Ian Delpha. As we know, he's just such a shifty athlete, a real spark plug, really in any sport he plays. He's a golfer as well and a lacrosse player, but basketball is really where he shines the most.
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
his main sport.
Definitely. He's playing with a lot of heart in the second half as there's McGrath, and he misses badly, only hit the backboard, an absolute brick. As here comes Aiden Giblin with a full head of steam to the rack, misses. Oh, can't get his own rebound there as McGrath is on the ground. Gets it out to number 44, Ethan Johnson, and Bell is off to the races as another unforced error by Jackson Cerrone in the backcourt. A foul that you just don't want to give up, as Cortland was kind of rushing and all over the place with the ball.
Yeah, I think Giblin was hoping he could have thrown that down there, as we know he can. I've heard some stories in practice about him, you know, getting a couple dunks. Haven't quite seen it in a game yet, but
yeah,
if the way these guys talk about him is any indication, we should be seeing that pretty soon.
Yeah, if the rumors are true, allegedly he can throw down a windmill. I have yet to see it with my own eyes, but I sure would love to in a game like this. And right now, up in the booth, we are a bit confused on what is happening right now. We're not sure if it's a technical on JD or a possible clear path foul. But number 2, Antonio Terrazas, is at the foul line for 2 free throws, and he missed the first one.
Yeah, not sure if this was a technical or anything like that, but the Red Rams are giving up a free basket or 1 free point to Terrazas.
Yeah, that is not what you want to do if you're JD right now. You gave Cortland 2 free throws and the ball. This could potentially be a 3 or 4 point play.
Here's Terrazas finding Marvin Bell. Out to Carter Baum, and the Purple Tigers just kind of working around the outside. JD is not letting them get it down low, especially with Johnson and McGrath out. Or excuse me, just Johnson out, but McGrath kind of being shut down by Trent Hughes. There's really not a lot of internal game going on right now. Nothing going on down low for the Purple Tigers.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the game plan going into the second half for Coach Ike, to shut down McGrath, considering that he had double-digit points in just the first half. Oh, and Trent Hughes gets caught ball watching, but Eamon Giblin with the fierce block and the foul.
Eamon Giblin putting his athleticism on full display. Gambetta thought he had a complete, free lane to the basket, and Eamon Giblin just took that one back, as we know he can. Probably leads this team in blocks right now. We don't have it on our stat sheet, but if I had to guess, it would be between him and Trent Hughes.
Yeah, that is that spark that JD is looking for right there. And Ian Delpha drives to the lane. Great kick out to the Stickle from
in the
corner.
corner.
Oh, it's no good, but there's Giblin again with another great rebound.
Giblin is winning this team extra possessions. He is earning it for the Red Rams here. Stickle on the Euro, hangs in the air for a while there, and on the way down is able to touch it against the glass. Such an effortless touch there from Stickle.
Yeah, that's a very difficult shot for anyone to make at any level. JD's got new life, I'll tell you what. They're only down 9 points right now. Cortland is playing on their toes, on their back foot. They look a little rattled.
Oh, and McGrath just buying up Trent Hughes, battle of the 24s. And McGrath will go to the line for 2. McGrath at 10 points right now, trying to make it 12.
Yeah, we knew McGrath was going to get his own at some point in the second half. It was just a matter of time. Took a little longer than expected, almost 5 minutes, but here he is back at the free throw line.
McGrath gets the first one up and down. Make that 11 for him on the day.
Here comes A.J. Sumida checking into the game for Alan Zanders.
It's Sumida time. We all know what that means. Threes will fly. And A.J. Sumida, as we know, a JDTV favorite already. Hoping to get him free in the corner on a couple open looks.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than watching Sumida drain a couple threes. Gets the crowd pumped up and gets me pretty teed up as well.
Here's Giblin out to Delpha. Delpha takes it. Oh, gets nothing but net, but not in the way he would have liked.
We could call that a pass, but, you know, JD does not get the ball back.
And Ben McGrath is able to pick that one up, but is fouled once again. Look, JD are doing well on the offensive end, minus that air ball from Ian Delpha, but they're just fouling really in an immature way right now. You know, sending McGrath to the line earlier, giving Cortland these free possessions, getting those 2 free throws that we still don't really know what those were about from Terrazas. You gotta cherish that time when you have the ball, and you gotta really make up for it on defense if you miss. Cannot be giving out these free attempts.
Oh, there's Sumida with the steal, and he's going out to the races to Stickle. But McGrath, his arms are just way too long, and he picks it off.
And that pass from Sumida was just a little behind Stickle, too. Didn't quite lead him the way he would have imagined. Just really big missed opportunity there from Stick and Sumida. And McGrath gets the follow. He's fouled, and that's an and one from Ben McGrath. Oh, just heart-wrenching. We felt it up here in the booth, too. Oh, just sucks the life out of this crowd and out of this team.
Yeah, when you thought JD had all the momentum in the world, just like that in the last minute, it has gone right back to Cortland as they are back up 12. Ben McGrath is just out-athleting and out-muscling every single person in this gym right now.
And Ben McGrath hoping to get the old-fashioned three-point play, and he sinks it. That's 14 for McGrath. If JD wants to kind of mount a little bit of a comeback right now, they got to shut him down in any way, really. And that starts with Trent Hughes just being physical but not fouling. As he sets a hard screen here for Stickle. Stickle on the 3-on-1. Little errant pass there, but ends up with Delpha. Delpha sizing up. Here's Sumida on the wing. Sumida drives. Not used to seeing him do that one, but I like it. And he picks up the foul.
Yeah, nice creativity by Sumida right there. I think he was looking to kick it out to one of his shooters on the wings, but that's one way to get a nice bucket. Drive and kick it out to your teammates.
And in the last 2.5 minutes here in this third quarter, I want to see JD just get maybe a little 6 to 8 point run. And Ian Delpha tries to get that started, and he does. Ian Delpha sinks the long-range 3 as JD find themselves down by only 10 now. And the failed steal attempt by Delpha and Giblin, but Ian Delpha breathing some new life into this JD team.
Yeah, Ian Delpha was playing with a ton of heart in this half. And there's Eamon Giblin with his hand in the lane. Sumida picks up the garbage out to Stickle. They're looking to get another bucket here quick.
Here's Giblin, finds Ian Delpha cross court. Is he hot? Yes, he is!
Bang! Ian Delpha from way downtown!
Bang! Ian Delpha, a 6-point swing just on his own. Clawing it back from the death as JD find themselves down only 7 with 1:54 left in this third quarter. How do we feel about that?
Ian Delpha is on fire right now as a captain. He's doing what he should be doing, putting the team on his back both offensively and defensively.
Wow, Ian Delpha. A highlight play for a highlight player. Man, oh man, this is exactly what JD needed. I just got done saying as they were inbounding that first pass for his first three. I said they need to get a little 6 to 8 point run at the end of this quarter. And Ian Delpha said, I'll do you one better. I'll give you 6 points on my own in 30 seconds?
Yeah, definitely. As I said in the first half, JD either needs to start making threes or stop taking them. And in this second half, they have proven me wrong. They have made 3 threes already. That is way more than they have made in the first half. I believe they only made 1.
And JD, as we're seeing that full court press as well, they've already gotten a couple Cortland turnovers and a couple that they should have gotten turnovers on. Cortland have really hardly gotten anything to go. They've only got 5 points this quarter to JD's, I believe, 15. A great swing and something completely different from JD that we're seeing as we saw this trend of 75 to 38 in their last 4 third quarters. They're able to bring it back a little bit with a 15-5 run. And they want to get this going, keep the momentum swinging with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, coming out of this timeout, you just want another stop if you're JD. There is new life in this gym, and Cortland is a little shook right now.
Here is Emerson Johnson in the corner. Finds Marvin Bell, loses it for a second. Back out to Johnson. Here's Carter Baum sizing up Delpha. Marvin Bell is being triple teamed almost down there. Carter Baum got to get a shot up. Little floater in the lane. It's taken down by Stickle on the breakaway. And a foul called on Carter Baum. Did not want Stickle to get off to the races. Stickle not looking too happy about that. He knew he had a wide open lane to get a bucket.
Yeah, Stickle didn't want that foul called. He knew he had a wide open layup. And that would have been 2 more points for JD. But they get the ball back, looking to capitalize on another offensive possession with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this third quarter.
And Ian Delpha up to 11 points right now, I believe. Leading the way for Cortland is number 14, 24, Ben McGrath, who is currently taking a seat. And JD looking to capitalize in the time that Cortland are without their best player. Here's Giblin on the wing. Finding Stickle coming around. Stickle lets it fly. And it's just short. And the rebound's picked up by Jackson Gambetta. Stickle wanted that one back.
Yeah, a bit of a heat check for the JD team as a whole. Not a terrible shot. Oh, and he deflects it. But Cortland gets the ball back in the corner with Bell.
JD are knocking. They're getting these little stops on defense that don't necessarily end in a turnover. Like we're seeing right now, they're able to bat this ball out of bounds. Their active hands are really coming into play right now.
Yeah, Jaco got it with a great athletic play. I know that fired up some of his friends, some former JD basketball players in the stands right here by the likes of Josh Aiken, Brian Leiker, Ben Skillinger, and Matthew Keeler. 5 seniors that graduated last year, always here cheering on the boys.
And they're going to love that Robbie Atkins air ball even more.
Yeah, you'll
Here
give up that
Stickle.
shot any day.
Stickle crossing, trying to lose Atkins. Finds his main man, Delpha, and JD with 18 seconds left here might be trying to hold off for the final shot. But Delpha lets it fly anyways. But the rebound's taken by Jake Ogata off the Delpha miss, and they'll get one more crack at it. And it looks to be
a moving screen, it appears, on A.J. Samita.
A moving screen on A.J. Samita. Another unforced error. Maybe Samita just got a little too ahead of himself.
Actually, I believe that was on Jake Ogata, number 2, Jake Ogata.
Yeah, Jake Ogata, a lot of energy on that play, getting that offensive rebound in a great spot. Trying to get Delpha one more shot, but couldn't quite set his feet in time. And Cortland will have 7 seconds to get a bucket. Here's Marvin Bell, loses it, looking to pull up, and cannot quite get it. JD fans were holding their breath as that ball was in the air. And JD out to just a 7-point deficit, 28-35 at the end of this third quarter. A much improved third quarter that we've seen compared to their last couple games. And, they're really cruising right now. What do you think about that performance?
Great third quarter by JD. Started off hot, got a little cold again, but finished the quarter very strong. Only down 7 points right now. I have so much faith in the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams to come back and win this game after being, down almost 20 points in the first
17.
half. Yep, 17.
And we will step aside from the sports talk for just a second to renew a JDTV Classic brought by our member Sam Gelfand when he came, our mentor Sam Gelfand when he came here. Today is National Drinking Straw Day and National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day. I know Sam Gelfand always like to shout out the national days, but Ian, do you feel inclined to either of these days?
I can't relate to National Drinking Straw Day very well, but I'll tell you what, Christmas Eve, what is that, about a week and a half ago, I did get some very nice and tasty chocolate-covered cherries from my grandma, so very relevant for me right now.
Yeah, maybe got to enjoy those after a nice JD win. For me, I think National Drinking Out of a Straw Day is a good one for me to celebrate. I don't think I used a straw yet. Hoping to maybe not use a plastic one, but hey, we love looking at these important days. And shout out to our amazing mentor, Sam Gelfand. Hope you're doing well in Oklahoma. Hope you eventually get on the end of this broadcast and see all the work we've done.
Yeah.
As we are jumped right back into this fourth quarter, as the Red Rams find themselves down by 7 once again. Here's Ben McGrath being shut down. And Emerson Johnson is found on the block, and he's not going to miss that.
No, that is a layup. No one's going to miss at this level. JD's got to do a better job of seeing the ball and their man at the same time. They got to figure out their defense if they want to come back and win this game.
Here's Delpha trying to link up a Stickle and Hughes. Hughes on the block, lets a long 2 go. Thought that was good, started going the other way, but the offensive rebound by Giblin turns into a 3 by Delpha, which he cannot quite hit. And here comes Robbie Atkins trying to push the pace. Finds Baum, finds Johnson, and Johnson lays it in for another quick 2.
This 4-point run by Cortland right now is really sucking the life right out of JD and their hopes of this comeback.
And Delpha and Stickle especially are going to have to be extra careful with not taking, these ill-advised shots. You don't have to take all these threes. You can't get this 11 points back in one possession. You got to take it play by play. Oh, and that is not the play they wanted. Robbie Atkins takes it all the way. And it looks like it's going to be a foul on either Stickle or Delpha. I'm not quite sure yet. But they came right from behind Robbie Atkins. And Atkins will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, that is just not what you want on the offensive end. You need a bucket, and instead you turn the ball over. Definitely not what JD wanted.
A huge 4-point swing there. They could have added 2 to their score, but instead could be subtracting 2 on these Robbie Atkins free throw attempts. As he hits the first. And now I don't have the stats in front of me to back this up, but I do believe that Cortland have taken and made way more free throws than JD have. They've probably taken at least 10 trips to the line to JD's, 2 or 3, maybe 4?
Yeah, Cortland is getting to the line basically whenever they want. And the worst part about it for JD is Cortland isn't missing much. They have made a great majority of their free throws, and that is why they are up 13 points right now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, like you said, their guys are getting it done on the free throw line. Ben McGrath was a 10 out of 25 free throw shooter coming into the season. Has made a lot of attempts today. As Delpha is trying to drive, kicks out to Samita. Can we see another Samita 3? Oh, we cannot. But Trent Hughes active on the glass once again. Tries to body Bell. Will be fouled. Will go to the line, but cannot get the N1.
Yeah, we've really been looking for Trent Hughes to step up all day. Haven't seen much of it. Now he's at the free throw line. Maybe he can have a big fourth quarter to propel JD to the win.
Yeah, Hughes been a little quiet today. I believe he's scored at least once. I don't have it marked down on my sheet, but I do think he has had a couple points. He's been active on the glass in the second half as he hits his first free throw. He's been active on the glass in the second half, but he's got to start getting cooking. Even if it's not his scoring points, he's got to be a little bit more of a just facilitator and keep track of the ball a little better and obviously continue that defensive prowess.
Yeah, when in doubt, let Trent cook. He is one of the leading scorers on the Shady team, only averaging 11.2 points per game, but that does not speak to the game he had last week versus Central Square, having, I believe, 20 points, really carrying them, putting all the guys on his back and leading them to the win. Maybe he can do that. Not looking like he's going to get 20 tonight, but maybe go for a little more in the next 6 minutes or so.
Yeah, and like I said, JD still has a lot of time. There's no reason to panic right now. Coach Ike, we know he's a little bit of a character sometimes, but he seems like he's keeping a level head. We can always tell kind of what his mental state is based on how untucked his shirt is. But right now it's actually staying fully tucked. So a good sign, especially for us broadcasters and especially for those players. He's always trying to keep a level head. And he knows that this team can't get 11 points back in one possession, but hey, it's all about chipping away as quick as you can.
Yeah, believe it or not, as many of you JD fans know, Coach Ike's shirt is still tucked in the fourth quarter, and we've been down almost 17 points. This is a super rare sight to see. Usually the shirt is all the way untucked. but he's in great shape right now.
Yeah, hats off to you, Coach Ike. You may not get the win tonight, but you got the real win. The tucked-in shirt award. But obviously hoping to get for the actual victory. As Marvin Bell takes it up against Giblin, is met by the trap from Samita, but he gets it off to Carter Baum. Ben McGrath just uncontested, but clanks it against the backboard and fouls Trent Hughes before the obvious breakaway that was about to ensue.
Yeah, McGrath just missed an easy one. That really would have almost put this game out of reach, going up 13 points with 6 minutes left. But JD's gritty and tough defense prevails. They're looking to capitalize on another offensive possession.
Here's Delpha walking the dog up to midcourt. Delpha sizing up Baum, who's really given him a little bit of trouble on both ends all night, but Delpha was still able to get up to 11 points already today. Possibly taking another one right there. Gets the screen from Hughes. Just can't quite get a step. Bails it out to Samita. Back out to Delpha. He's got 15 seconds to work with, trying to get something better than just a little contested three. Here's Stickle for a three of his own. Gets it going up and down.
Let Stick cook. That is all I have to say for the next 5 minutes and 30 seconds. JD needs to feed him the ball, but they also have to get back on defense as Cortland is getting whatever they want in transition. But the ball is going up. JD has new life. Only down 9 points right now. Excuse me, 8 points.
Trent Hughes, some really nice transition defense. I thought he was a little bit lagging there. Couldn't quite get to the ball in time, and that'll be a timeout for Cortland. And Stick is slick once again. Hitting that three at the most opportune time. Just perfect from Stickle as he adds to his tally already. I believe that makes it 10 points on the night, 10 points in the second half as he was scoreless in the first. What do you like right now from Stickle?
I'm really liking Stickle making threes right now. JD is going to need Stick to continue to be slick for the rest of this game. He is a difference maker along with Ian Delpha. We got to let Ian cook a little bit more. He's getting the shots that he wants. He's made a few, but I believe he's poised for a few more buckets for JD.
We sure hope so.
And another thing that I want to add, JD, although they are on a nice little comeback, you could say right now, with a few buckets and stops in a row, they are dodging bullets in the transition game. Cortland is absolutely running it right up the middle on them every single time with no hesitation. They're taking off right out of the gates with a full head of fire, and they're running with it. But they missed their layups in transition, and that's why this game is still within reach for the Red Rams.
Yeah, Cortland smoked a couple layups there, kind of just bricking it off the backboard almost every time. And we're going to have a little bit of a Syracuse local sports update. Ian, you want to take this away?
Yep, I just saw on my phone it is halftime of the Syracuse and Louisville basketball game. If you are an Orange basketball fan like me and Mikey, we are both diehard fans. It is very disappointing to hear that we are down 11 points to Louisville at halftime.
1 point. 35-34.
Excuse me, I read it wrong. You're down 1 point to Louisville at halftime.
Yeah.
Still a bit
Still not great
considering Louisville is 2-12 and the worst team in the ACC. But back to the JD game real quick.
Delpha and Stickle hoping to do a little more than Gerard and Mintz are doing tonight. Stickle gets open once again for three. Can he do it? He banks it in!
Let Stick cook!
Stickle greens out, hits the bank.
The bank is open on Tuesday night at the Jamesville-DeWitt Gym. The Red Rams are only down 5 points. This is well within reach.
Stickle cashing the check from beyond the arc, adding to his flurry of scoring up to 13 in the second half.
Oh, he almost stole that one, too. You got to love to see this from Stick right now.
And one thing about Stickle is that when he gets in a rhythm like this, there's virtually no stopping him. You know, he's a player that plays with so much confidence and so much self-worth that when he gets going, he seriously believes that there is no one out there can stop him. And he's right about that as he gets the steal off the batted pass and he looks to push it in transition. Oh, just tried to take it himself, but some really great defense there from Robbie Atkins, and it'll go off the knee of Stickle.
You know,
and a big missed opportunity.
Stickle's made a few shots in a row. It looked like he might have been trying to do too much. It was a 1-on-3, virtually impossible to score. They really needed that possession. They got to get a stop here.
Cortland able to break the full court press, but they look to slow it down. McGrath could have had an open lane, chooses against it, perhaps very wisely. Here's Robbie Atkins looking to facilitate, out to Baum, Bell in the corner. Here's McGraw, gets it to the elbow, and Robbie Atkins trying to cut it in, but McGraw and Atkins were just not on the same page. And JD gets another possession.
An absolute careless turnover by Cortland right there. They really got to get their stuff together. They are crumbling right before our eyes.
And another possession for the Red Rams. You know, they were down by 11 with about 6 left. Already cut it to 5. Here's Delpha trying to get in the lane, but it's brought down by Marvin Bell. Delpha had a lot of time left on the shot clock there. Oh, but A.J. Samita gets the steal, but it's blocked by Marvin Bell.
A big miss, no call by the referees right there. Marvin Bell got no ball, slapped A.J. Samita right on the wrists. You really hate to see that if you're a JD fan.
Man, A.J. Samita had the world in his hands. Like you said, could have been a foul called. Kind of got slashed there by Bell. Had a really nice pump fake there, but man, just not what you want to see as Ian Delpha pick up the foul on the other end. He will send Robbie Atkins to the free throw line.
Boy, what could have been a 2-point or potentially 4-point swing with a missed opportunity on the offensive end, and now 2 free throws for Robbie Atkins.
And Atkins misses the front end of a 1-and-1, but it's taken down on Ben McGrath, but he dribbles out of bounds. JD will have the ball back at no cost to them.
Boys, Cortland shaking in their boots right now. And I see our fans down in the stands right here. As I mentioned 10 minutes ago, we have a few alumni in the crowd. Matt Keeler, Ben Skellinger, Brian Leiker, and Josh Aiken all tuning in for this, what could be an instant classic here at the high school.
Instant classic. Love that. Stickle for 3. Bang!
Bang! Bang!
Anthony Stickle!
Stick is slick! The crowd is going wild. Matt Keeler is holding up the 3. Boy, is this shaping up to be a good one. We got a 2-point game here in DeWitt.
Anthony Stickle from the second that left his fingertips. We just knew what was about to happen. The clean swish from the corner. And Anthony Stickle with his 3rd 3 in the last couple minutes, up to, I believe, 16 points on the day.
Wow.
You just got to, if you're Jeff Ike, you got to be adoring that right now. Obviously, the job's not done.
Nope.
But you were able to cut that 11-point lead, or 11-point deficit, to 2 in just about 2.5 minutes. You love that as a Red Ram fan.
And as we mentioned, in case you are not aware, Stick is slick. The slickest he might have been in a while. He's got 16 points right now leading the Red Rams. He has hit 2 huge threes.
Make it 3.
3, yes, excuse me. 3 huge threes in this 4th quarter. We got a dogfight on our hands, Mikey. I'm excited. This is a treat.
Wait, we might be able to call a little game winner here.
Oh, boy, would that be special. That would be awesome. Hey, we still have 3 minutes and 38 seconds left on tap. Like I keep saying, this has been awesome. We really want to see the boys come back and pull off this complete and utter amazing comeback here.
But it all starts possession by possession. Got to get a stop here on one end. As I see Anthony Stickle getting some love from Trey Evans and Nick Miller there on the bench, clapping him up. And why not? Got to get a stop here for JD. Cannot let this lead get out of hand.
All the momentum is in the hands of the Red Rams right now. This would be a tremendous and momentous stop. As there is A.J. Samita with the steal. They're looking to go the other way.
Ends up with Samita. And JD looking to tie or possibly take the lead, but they got to take their time. There's no reason to rush. Get the best shot you possibly can.
Yep. And you know who they're going for. Oh, good. But Stickle took it anyways.
Stickle takes it after the horn. Maybe getting that miss out of his system. But that'll be a foul, and Ian Delpha will head to the line. Hoping to put 2 in, add to his total, get him up to 13 points, hopefully, and get this back to a tie game, most importantly.
Boy, are these huge free throws for Ian Delpha. But he misses the first
the
one.
End, but rebound by Trent Hughes. A.J. Samita. Stickle with the offensive rebound on the Samita miss. It's tied up, and Stickle will get fouled as well. Will be a 1-and-1 for Stickle. Hoping to do what Delpha could not, and 2 crucial offensive rebounds there. Earning this trip to the line for Stickle.
Yeah, JD really is trying to earn these points in that last half of this quarter, working possibly too hard than they need to, getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound. But here's Stickle from the stripe.
Stickle hits the front end of the 1-and-1.
This is not the guy you want to be sending to the line right now if you're Cortland.
Yes, the man with, I believe, 17 points if my calculations are correct, all of which coming in the second half. And this gym is silent for this final attempt. And he puts it down. It is all square at 41.
What else did you expect from Slick Stick? And there goes McGrath, but Cortland is back off to the races. but Terrazas pulls the ball out, back under control. Ian Delpha really being a pest on defense, doing everything he can.
And Cortland are scrambling right now. They cannot get anything going in down low. They can hardly even get around these JD defenders. And a kickball violation from Eamon Giblin will result in a baseline out of bounds from Cortland. But yeah, like I said, Cortland is really just playing so sporadically right now. They can't get anything going. They're so jittery they cannot just string together a couple nice passes. As Trent Hughes shuts down Marvin Bell.
You got to be tall to live amongst the trees down here at DeWitt. As Trent Hughes actually shuts down that chance by Bell.
There is always a bigger dog at the pound, and tonight is Trent Hughes for Marvin Bell. Here's Stinkle, pulls up for three. Oh, just hits the backboard and rims out. Samita fighting for it. Gets tied up. Will be a foul on Samita against Emerson Johnson. We'll send him to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yep, in this case scenario, not a terrible foul. Although you're sending Cortland to the line, you want to make them earn their points. You don't want to give up any freebies. So Emerson Johnson, 2 huge free throws for his team right now. Let's see what he can do.
And this will actually be just 2 shots for Emerson Johnson, as that was JD's 10th foul. Johnson hits the first. And now more than ever, JD have to be extra careful about when and where they foul and who they foul. Because if you're sending any of these great Cortland free throw shooters to the line, it's almost a guaranteed 2 points at this point.
Yes, these Cortland free throw shooters have ice in their veins. They are almost unconscious from the charity stripe.
As JD find themselves down by 2 with their floor general, Ian Delpha, bringing it up.
There are virtually no Cortland fans in this gym, but they are still loud, as you can vaguely hear the defense chant, as there is Ian Delpha in the paint, and Trent Hughes gets fouled. He'll be going to the line for a 1-and-1.
Great find by Delpha there off the little roll from Trent Hughes. Hughes will go to the line for what we hope is 2, but a guaranteed 1 shot, and hoping to bring this game back to level terms at 43 with just over 2 minutes left. And Hughes gets it down. We needed that one. Boy, did we need that.
Although he is JD center, he is a phenomenal free throw shooter, as you saw in that first shot. Let's see if we can get the second one. Tie this ball game all right up at 43.
And he gets it down. We are all tied up once again. 43 to 43.
Oh, Ian Delpha.
And Ian Delpha picks his pocket.
Yup.
And Ian Delpha will go to the line. Ben McGrath, just a careless foul there over the back of Ian Delpha. He will go to the line to try and get JD to lead this game for the first time since the first quarter, if that.
If that. We may have been up 2-0. I'm not exactly sure. That was a long time ago, Mikey.
Ian Delpha picking off that pass on the inbound. Cortland were just falling asleep. And Ian Delpha misses the front end. Still one more chance to get this into a JD lead, but he really wish he could get that one back.
Yeah, Ian, when he's on fire, he's one of the best shooters. You know he wanted that free throw back right there.
But it's no problem as he hits the second, and JD find themselves up in this game for probably the first time, maybe the second, can't quite remember, but here come the Purple Tigers. Terrazas has an open lane, Ben McGrath coming in, but he's met by Trent Hughes! Trent Hughes says, oh no!
And boys, all the momentum in the hands of JD right now. This is exceptional to watch.
Dikembe Hughes saying, no, 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 not today. As here's Hughes on the arc, drives in. Oh, there is nothing stopping him.
Easy. It is too easy for Trent Hughes. He is too big, too tall, too strong, and too skilled for the Cortland Purple Tigers. Boy, another steal by
Here's Eamon Giblin. And you know JD wants to take a shot here, but a very smart play to not take a shot. Take your time, but Eamon Giblin coming up huge with the steal.
Boy, he is the spark they need in the second half.
Here's Delpha.
Oh, but he misses the layup. Very tough shot by Delpha.
Cortland are looking to get out on the break. Here's Terrazas pulling up for 3. And an air ball. But it's still on Ben McGrath. And wow.
What a
Ben McGrath.
save.
Ben McGrath with a heads-up play. That ball was sailing out of bounds off that Terrazas air ball. Is able to chuck it. Oh. Able to chuck it off of Trent Hughes' foot, but it looks like, nope, I think that ball will stay with the Cortland Purple Tigers. I believe so.
Yeah, not sure where Terrazas was aiming with that one, as it hit nothing but air, missed the backward by a whopping 10 feet. But one of the best players on his team, McGrath, saved the ball, gets the possession back for Cortland. They are down 3 points with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. Let's see what they can do.
I think for JD right now, they would almost allow Cortland to take a three. I can't recall them making many threes this game. I think they made maybe 1 or 2. Not a great three-point shooting team, but the thing they want to prevent the most is do not let Ben McGrath or Emerson Johnson get down low against Trent Hughes and Eamon Giblin. I know Hughes and Giblin have gotten some really crucial blocks, but it's still never a good opportunity for JD to get a stop when those two are down low on the block.
Yeah, you do not want to give up anything down low, and you do not want to give the and one either. That would just suck the life right out of everybody on JD right now. Got to be very disciplined with your defense.
And I don't want to speak too soon, but JD are nearing in on a 17-point comeback from halftime. Was even more at one point, but 17 is a number we're going with. Turning into a 3-point advantage now, but as we know, the work is not done yet. They have just over 1 minute left, and they got to close this out, and something tells me they will. With all this senior leadership out here right now, they got 3 seniors as well as 1 returning player in Trent Hughes, who did not play last year but still has so much valuable time on the court, and Eamon Giblin, just that gritty glue guy. And it all starts with this inbound from Robbie Atkins.
Let's see what's Cortland got.
Finds Terrazas in the corner.
What can they pull out of the
Here's
Magic
Johnson.
hat?
Back to Terrazas in the corner. And Terrazas misses, and Hughes is fouled by McGrath as he tries to pick up the rebound. And I believe that will be the 10th foul against Cortland, sending Trent Hughes to the line for 2, hoping to kind of ice this game a little bit.
Yeah, that was a actually pretty well drawn up play by Cortland right there. They almost executed it to perfection. They got Terrazas with a nearly wide open through the corner. He just could not connect. But how about that effort on the defensive glass by Trent Hughes, corralling it with one hand? Wow, just awesome.
And he hits the first end. Trent Hughes extending the Red Ram lead to 4. Hoping to make it 5. And he gets it down.
What else do you expect from Trent Hughes? Ice water in his veins at the free throw line.
And Trent Hughes, he had a slow start to this game, but he's really picking it up on both ends of the court. Here is Terrazas trying to facilitate, misses last 2 3-point attempts. Finds Emerson Johnson, but Trent Hughes picks it up. Hughes pushing the pace against Atkins. Goes for the hook shot. Oh, and just can't get it. And it looks like Hughes fouled McGrath, and McGrath will go to the line for 2 crucial free throw shots. Not the foul you want to be giving up there. Trent Hughes had basically an open lane, but you got to commend Robbie Atkins there. He was very tenacious, not letting Trent Hughes get a step on him. And it all worked out for the Purple Tigers.
Yup, McGrath will be at the free throw line. Coach Ike visibly upset with that shot by Trent Hughes. Bit undisciplined, but hey, you got to go for points. And there's McGrath. Makes the first one. Shouldn't say we expected anything else because he has been automatic from the free throw line tonight.
That brings McGrath's total to what I believe is 15. As we have 29.3 seconds here, so the shot clock will be off. That means Cortland are going to have to foul Jamesville-DeWitt. So, a little bit of careful consideration going into this based on who you want to inbound it to. I'm thinking either Delphi or Stickle.
Oh, yeah, definitely. These are 2 veteran guards, as we've mentioned this whole entire stream. These are the guys you want the ball in their hands in crunch time scenarios like this.
Smita to inbound. Joined by his 2 elementary school boys. The 2 guys he's played with forever. And Stickle will pick up the foul there. He will go to the line for 2. Quite possibly no more important moment in this game than these 2 free throws.
This is where practice really comes into play in this game right now. You hear the saying, practice like you're going to play. Well, if JD shoots their free throws like they do in practice, if they take them seriously, it should show here right now. And it does. Stickle rattles the ball in. One more shot for Stickle to put the Red Rams up by 6 points with a little over 27 seconds left on the game clock.
Stickle up to 19 second half points. Like we said, he's just a microwave. Always can get it going. Hoping to get to 20 right here and extend the lead to 6. And he does. Count it. put it on the board. 50-44, the Red Rams take the commanding lead with just under 30 seconds left here. And I don't want to speak too soon, but this game looks to be just almost wrapped up. Got to get maybe 1 or 2 more defensive stops, hit a couple free throws, and you will be going home a happy man.
Hey, crazier things have happened, Mikey. You know, maybe we have a Tracy McGrady-esque player on this court scoring 13 points in what, I believe, 30 seconds, 33 seconds. You know, Ben McGrath, he's a very tall player. He's a good shooter. Not sure he's exactly like Tracy McGrady. Hey, but you never know. Crazier things have happened.
Both coaches hoping to just talk it over real quick. I think a lot of what Ike is talking about is just, hey, keep a level head. We're in this game. You know, we should be cruising to a nice victory. You guys fought this entire game. But just make your free throws, play smart defense. There's no reason to foul, no reason to give them any more chance of getting any free points than they already have. Just play a smart game. These closers, these senior leaders are going to close this out.
Yeah, this is where late game experience really comes into play. Anthony Stickle and Ian Delpha, as we've mentioned countless times, were a part of that 19-point second-half comeback versus Oswego. They know what it's like in these scenarios. I am not worried one bit. They are as cold as ice right now. Not shooting-wise, they're on fire from 3. Cold as ice in their veins.
Here's Gambetta to inbound. Cortland want to push the pace extra quick. As you see, JD kind of hanging back on defense. No need to really press too hard. Here's Gambetta. And Coach Ike shouting no threes as Carter Baum lets one fly. Hits back iron. AJ Samita corrals it. Falling out of bounds and gets it into Delpha. And Delpha will be fouled. We'll go to the line for 2 shots once again. And if Delpha can hit these, I can almost completely confidently say that this game is basically wrapped up.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want from JD on that possession right there. Stout and stingy defense, and then 2 great rebounds. AJ Samita with the first one, losing it for a second, then collecting his balance and getting the ball to one of their best shooters, Ian Delpha, like Mikey said, to put this game right out of reach.
Yeah, and I'd be remiss if I didn't give some props to AJ Samita today. We kind of only know him as just a shooter and a bit of a role player, and while he is still a role player, he's really expanding on his normal role as we see Ian Delpha miss his first end of that free throw set. But AJ Samita, he's doing a lot on the offensive glass as well as the defensive glasses. Oh, Ian Delpha misses both.
Yeah, Ian's been a little cold from the free throw line here, but I'm sure he will regain his balance and get back on point. There's a
Atkins
rebound by
pulls
Dicklin.
up. And the Red Rams rise from the ashes. 17 points down, 6 points up, a 23-point deficit in that second half, led by none other than Anthony Stickle with 20 points in the second half. How do we feel about that as a JD fan?
This was utterly amazing. There is nothing more you could ask for from a high school basketball game, especially one in the Salt City Athletic Conference. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, these are 2 hard-nosed programs. We expected a dogfight. I don't know if we expected a 17-point comeback from JD.
The writing was always on the wall. We know that Jeffrey Ike-led teams can pull this out. And once again, we would just like to thank all of our viewers for tuning into this first broadcast of the 2023 basketball season. Hopefully, many more to come. Thank you for sticking with us through all of our technical difficulties. We will be here on Friday for the next Jamesville-DeWitt Boys Basketball game as the Red Rams improve to 2-4. And that is all for Michael Meskos and Ian McIntyre. Ian, thank you so much for joining me here. It's been a great ride. And that concludes today's incredible victory for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. My name is Michael Meskos, joined by Ian McIntyre. And as always, have a great night wherever you may be.